Well, hello, and thanks for coming back to my channel and watching some of my videos. If you've never been to my channel, if you would, go right down here and hit the subscribe button, because you never know what I'm going to post. Well, today's project I'm kind of super excited about. So on Musician's Friend, I got this stupid deal of the day, and what it is the MXL V250 microphones. Now, what we're doing here is kind of like what my channel is based around, is do-it-yourself, or just kind of in the garage, and you know, that way you can say I did that. So what I did was I found these microphones, and they had the stupid deal of the day was $49 a piece, free shipping. Now, after I bought these a week or so afterwards, I said, hey, well, they sound pretty good, I might get another pair. Went back, they were $1.99 a piece, and you have to catch them on sale. The only drawback is they don't come with a case. So this is your case. So eventually you're going to have this cardboard wear out. Now, like the MXL 990 that I have has a plastic case. So what to do? Well, if you've seen my other videos where I took a toolbox and I modified a toolbox and cut foam to make a microphone case, then you'll understand what I'm about to do here. Now, I have some foam left over from that project, but I thought that I would try to utilize what foam come in the kit. By the way, I'll try to put a link right down here to the video of the toolbox like I'm talking about. So anyway, let me get on and quit rambling. So I went to Harbor Freight today. Paid $14.99 for this aluminum case. I have one just like this, and I have a little mini mixing console in it, a little 4-channel mixer, and I may do a foam insert in another video for that. So what I want to do is, oh, by the way, do not eat. So what I want to do is I actually want to see if we can trim down this foam to fit inside this case. So now what I'm going to have to do, I'm dropping stuff, filming one-handed. What I'm going to have to do is take this case. Now this is 6 7/8 inches, and right here we have 6 inches. Well, to put 2 microphones in there, I'm actually going to have to cut this down. And I still want to be able to put the mount in there, so it might have to be turned sideways. We'll get to that later. So what I did is I set up a fence on my bandsaw. The other day I was cutting something and ran a metal screw into the blade, so the blade's extremely dull right now, but we're just going to go with it. We're cutting foam. So what I did is I set up a little fence, and this fence is 3 7/8 inches to the blade. What that should give me is, cutting from this end to the center, should give me 1/8 of an inch over this line. So if we go to there, is 3 7/8 inches. Then we'll reset the fence, we'll flip it around and cut 5/8 of an inch off this end. That should let 2 of these sit side by side this way. And then we'll measure how much room we have left over here, and we can take these and cut these out and stack these 1, 2. So that's the plan. I'm going to get the tripod set up. I'm going to get both of the foam inserts out, and we'll fire up the bandsaw and we'll run the pieces through and see how they fit. Alright, getting ready to cut these, and I saw something. They have this little badge in the pack here, and I got to looking at it and kind of messing with it, and it's not a sticker, and that kind of stinks. Well, I have another video that we're going to do something with this. I take all of my stickers or whatnot, and I have a roll of magnetic material that's sticky, so whether it's a sticker or not, I can stick this on there, trim it out, and then I have refrigerator magnets, so I don't have to worry about sticking it to something and ever losing it. Okay, so back on topic. So now I want to run this through, both pieces get run through. This should leave me 1/8 of an inch on the side here. The saw's going to be a little loud, so bear with me. Alright, so the pieces that you get aren't exactly right, so you can see we have our 1/8 of an inch there, and we looks like we have 3/16 of an inch there. So the idea is for both of these pieces to be sitting side by side inside the box, and must measure 6 7/8 inches across. So to double check, if we do the 6 7/8, then that's 3 3/8. So on this piece here, there's our 3 3/8, 4 5. This is actually 3 7/8, so that means we need to cut 1/2 inch off this. That'd be the same. So we should be able to reset our fence to, let me double check here, 6 7/8. So we need 3 3/8 on the fence. It's a lot easier to cut the 3 3/8 than it is to push it through the 1/2 inch. So there's our 3 3/8. Oh, that clamp didn't go on too good. Unscripted here, people. 3 3/8. Yeah, what it's doing is the clamp is trying to roll this down into the hole. You can't put the clamp on this side because this will actually interfere with you pushing the piece through. So we can go on the other side. Three 3/8 right there. Three 3/8, and that's almost 10 to the edge. That is 10 on the edge. So we are slightly off on this side. That's 10. That's 10. Alright, let's make some scrap pieces. Well, possibly scrap. So there's our cut. Be very careful when you're going across here because this blade don't care. So we'll lay our pieces together. We have 6 3/4. Not too bad for an old wore out bandsaw blade. Hey, I'll live with that. So alright, so now let me see if I can position the camera around here. Back to our box. And so now we would like to have some room up here for our cut pieces for the holder assemblies. So I guess if just right off the bat we could just say, oh, I don't know, 1/2 inch. Well, let's look here. This piece is the piece that we cut. So if these were stacked like so, we have 4.5. So 4.5, let's say we'll take that in 2.25. So there's 2 and 2. It would really be pushing it if I did 2 1/8 on each side. So that's what we're going to go for. So now we go back up here. Let me move the camera around. And 2 1/8 is going to be our number that we go with. Maybe a little shallower, but oops, get that out of the way. Okay, 2 1/8. There's our 2 1/8 right there, so we just sneak it up to it. And then we'll check it on the corners here. 2 1/8 here gives me 8 3/4. So we'll do the, just barely move that. And move that the other way. 8 3/4. 8 3/4. There's our 2 1/8. Okay. So now we'll take, and we kind of eyeballing that, and that's pretty close to the edge there, and that's okay. So we're going to run these through. Let's make absolutely sure that we have 2 1/8, 2 1/8 on this side of the blade. Yep, that's okay. That's 2 3/8, 2 1/4. Okay, so here we go. We're going to cut. My Harbor Freight tape measure. First cut. That should be the first piece. Alright, let me swing you back around here to our box. Now, okay, so there's our 2 pieces inserted. So now what we need to do is cut these off to where they fit. Now, you can offset them and allow yourself some room to put something else in here if you'd like. I don't really know if we're going to do that or if we just make it dedicated in the center. Yeah, sure, that'll work. So, make sure we still got a good camera angle. We do. Alright, so we are 6 7/8 right here. So this is 11 1/4. So if we just kind of eyeball this thing and say where we're going to put it in the middle. Then we shall cut 2 3/8 will be our number. So let's go over here. This will be our first cut. There's our 2 1/8, so we'll move it 1/4 of an inch. A little bit too far. Two 3/8. That's 9 on the end, 9 and 9. Alright, so I'm going to take my first piece. Okay, and then I'll do the second piece. So now I will just simply measure. We need 6 7/8. So that's 8 7/8. So we need to cut 2 inches off. There's our 2-inch mark. Slide that in. A little more because it needs to be on the other side of the blade. 2 inches on this side of the blade, which puts us at 8 5/8 on this edge. And put that one back. 8 5/8. 8 5/8. Okay, we'll push it through the second time. Alright, let me spin you around here and let's see how we did. That's a really good fit. Okay, so now we need to trim the edge off. So we're pretty good there. Alright. Oh, okay. We'll put that bottom back on when it goes back in. Alright, so now for our final cut, we're at 4 inches. So our fence is already set up at 2 inches, I believe. Yep. So now we're going to lay this piece and run it across here and cut this to 2 inches. Okay? I need to run that with it too. Alright, so back over to the saw. So this piece, that's our 2-inch mark. Real thin cut. Alright. Swing back around again and see what we got this time. And that looks like a winner. It was just luck that it was the perfect height. So now we actually have, let's see, check our camera, we are good. So now we should be able to take this piece, put it in here. And here's one of our microphones. Our second microphone. Our other mount. And if we want to, we actually have room for everything. What do we have here? Let's see, just a cleaning cloth, it looks like. Yeah, I think so. So you have room for everything else in here, if you want. But with me, this is the way it'll be carried. Now, we have to check and see how well these things, you got this much gap on the top. I am a little concerned about, are the mites going to fall out and hit here? It is cushioned. You can take some time and you can take some filler pieces and you can add some blocks just to keep it from rolling around. However you want to do this. Measure the height here. Matter of fact, let's do it while we're talking. So if we measured this, we got basically 1.5 inches. So if I wanted to take and make some blocks that actually, some strips that just sat on top here, so that when you close the lid it'll compress and they're easily taken out. So let's grab a couple of blocks that are very similar. That'll work right there. And that'll give us kind of a long reach here. So that'll be the kind of effect we're going for. We can take this other one and can go this way. So we'll cut 1.5 inch spacers, and this will be compression spacers so that these don't go anywhere. If you have more of this foam, or if you have some foam left over like the last project that I done, you can actually cut an insert that's actually flush. And we may still do that. If I could find the foam, I would cut it. But I have no idea what I did with my spare foam piece. Oh, here we go. This is the foam left over from the previous project. And oddly enough, I think this is the exact, yep, that's perfect right there. So I tell you what, before we get ghetto and do this crap, let's just do it right. And let's measure this off. So we should have 6 3/4. Might as well say 7 will fit it in there tight. And that's 11, so 7 by 11. So let's turn around to the saw. Okay. Let's see what I can do with this piece that I have is 7 5/8. So if I move this fence to 5/8. Now normally when you're cutting foam, it's a lot better if you cut on this side so that you have this much laying flat and the fence be against here. But with the table being so small, I don't have that option. So we're actually going to cut the small strip. You have to be careful because it wants to tip in as you're cutting it, because you're cutting so small against the fence. But if you go real slow with it, you can pull it off. So, trying to reach around here. Alright, that's 3/4. And there is 5/8 right there. So that puts us at 7 5/16. Seven 5/16. Okay, and we are, ooh, we're over now. All right, so there's our 5/8. Okay. All right, let's cut it. Now, I'm going to drop the fence down just a little bit so that the guides can help keep the blade straight. And when I come through, I'm not going to be able to go all the way. You can't see it, but there's a shelf over here. So I'm going to have to turn this sideways. And you might can see that better anyway. Alright, that's a pretty good line. We should have our 7. So our next measurement is going to be 11. So now, let's see how we're going to pull this off on this table. Because this table at max is 6 5/8. So really I'm going to almost have to eyeball this. So we want to get our square and get some of this foam out of the way, and I'll put you down on this table. We don't need this box anymore. Bear with me, we are pretty good 25 minutes into this video, but we're almost done, so y'all bear with me. So what I want to do is, I don't mind if I use a Sharpie on this because I can put the line up. So 11 is my mark here. So we got 11 on the square. Check here. There's 11. So I'm going to draw the mark, cut on the outside of the Sharpie line because the foam bends when you push it. Take our fence off. We don't need the clamps anymore. Hang those back up. Alright, so now we're going to do it freehand. Just go slow. And take our time. There you go. So now we have the foam insert for the top. So let's look at our box here. Try to get a better camera angle. Let me bring you down some. So here's our insert. And it's really tight. Try to get the wrinkle. Oh man, I ripped it. That's okay, the black line should have been facing up anyhow. So we should be able to bend it in the middle. There we go. Put it up on its edge for a second. Hopefully the mics don't fall out. Alright. So there you have it. Straighten our edges up. Oh yeah, see how that is? That's good compression. So we can close that up. Now nothing's shaking. We can take this level off. So there's the case that I used, the item number 69316. The foam is available at your, a lot of the places around town you can find. Around here, it's Contour South sells this, the Army Navy store downtown Greenville. This stuff, I don't know where you get it, but there are several places you can get foam that can cut it to your need. So anyway, that concludes the video today. If you like what you see, then hit the subscribe button down here. I try not to make 30-minute videos, but today is a 30-minute video, and I'm sorry. But share the video to all your friends. Give me some comments, some suggestions. What do you like? What do you don't like about this video? Well, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.